Well, good morning, everyone. Jerry here, and it is Saturday morning, December 27th, 2025. Saturdays, of course, are times for you to ask a question, and you ask a question simply by calling the phone number here. I'll put it up. There it is. If you call that number, I'll put you live with me on here. No need to give your picture or your name or anything, but you can ask me a question and I'll do my best to answer it. Remember, questions should be focused on French Polynesia and specifically cruising in French Polynesia or stays for pre or post cruise, and of course, general questions about the islands. Again, try to keep it in general form. You know, don't ask a lot specifics, though, that I don't. I probably have them, but I have to go look them up in my notes and everything else. So keep it rather general, and that would be helpful. Again, that phone number, 805-320-0930. And we'll let it go here for a little bit. Of course, we're looking at beautiful Mount Otumanu on Bora Bora, 13 miles away from where I took this picture while I was on board the Paul Gauguin in the Laguna Taha. And yes, that is a real rainbow there. So give me a call, and I'll do my best to answer it. If we don't have any questions here in the next, 5 or 6 minutes, I'll move on and show some pictures, for about 15 minutes of some of my travels. Again, remember, Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's a time to ask questions. On Saturday, at 9 a.m. Pacific time, it's a time to ask questions, and I will do a little presentation of some of my past travels of my 35 trips in French Polynesia, 22 by small cruise ship. So give me a call, and hopefully somebody will call in here, and we will have a conversation, and we'll give it a few minutes here. I never get tired of this view right here at Mount Otumanu, taken from the lagoon of Taha. It is just so stunning. And typically you're going to do Bora Bora right after you do Taha. It doesn't matter which cruise ships you're on. Oh, hey, we got a caller. Let's see what we got here. Hi, it's Jerry. Can I get a question from you?
Yeah, I have a question. What's the best time of year to go to French Polynesia?
Oh, good question. Anytime's a good time, but in general sense, remember they are Southern Hemisphere, North America, where most of you are there, are of course in the Northern Hemisphere. So it's opposite seasons. So in December, like right now, it's really the middle of their summertime, which actually is their drier time and has less humidity. And so if there's a better time, I would say late May. Oh, we lost our caller here. Don't know what happened there. But to continue on with that, late May through the beginning of September is probably the primo months to go. It's also the most expensive time to go. Keep that in mind there. It's also their Festa Hiva season, which is usually during the whole month of July. And hotels fill up, airfare gets more expensive. Everything is more expensive in the summertime, or their summertime, meaning late well, remember, opposite season from us. Right now is they're having some pretty primo time there. Well, I'm sorry. Right now it's the wet season. I'm sorry. Gosh, I got to reverse it here. December and January and February are the wetter times. And, of course, the opposite of that, when we're in our May through early September, they're having their better weather. But remember, it's more expensive in the month of July. I like the shoulder seasons, anything from, late March through November is good with me, meaning late March through late May, and then also September through the end of November, I'm good with. I don't like going during December and January and February if I can help it, though there's some great deals there to take advantage of, but it is also the more humid more wet time of year. So hopefully I answered your question there. Any other questions today, just give a call and I'll put you on the air here, and we'll give it a whirl here. Again, let's give it a couple more minutes here before I move on to any type of presentation here. So remember, Tuesday, Thursday, question and answer time right here on my YouTube channel. And on Saturday, it's also question and answer time. And I will put some pictures of my travels in French Polynesia. So if there are no other questions this morning, we will move forward. Let's see here. We've got good streaming rates. I'm only doing 720, just so you know. And sometimes you have to go down there in the little wheel under the picture and make sure you're at 720 as far as the resolution. That will be the best picture for here. I can't stream at 1080. There's too many dropouts. So again, I'm doing 720 intentionally, but you should look on your screen underneath your picture. You'll see the little wheel there. Press on that and make sure you're watching at 720. Okay. What else here? Remember, it's always 9 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. Let's move forward and show some pictures here, and let's go backwards here. And of course, this is the pool deck of the Paul Gauguin. Now over here, there is a shade area now they put over here, which is rather nice because you got a little shade here in the pool area. There is some shade over by the pool, by the bar, and on the other side over here, around the corner, there's some shade. But now there's shade right here, which is nice because there always was a little lacking for shade. The other nice thing too, if it is raining, we can now go from the forward part of deck 8 all the way back here to La Grille and heading back to La Palette and all this stuff, and we do not have to get wet, which is rather cool. In the background, by the way, this is Raiatea. I'm coming into the Laguna Taha. Let's again, everyone knows this church. If you've been in French Polynesia and on the Paul Gauguin or even the Starbreeze, you will see this church. Again, if I had a dollar for every time somebody took a picture of that church, I'd be a very wealthy man. Again, this is the same church right here, but again, Bora Bora there, about 13, 14 miles in the backtrack right there. So beautiful. Love this picture. Love this church. And here's that church again one more time there. Just so beautiful. Just so beautiful. Let's move forward here. I know I backtracked here a little bit. There's Mount Otumano. Again, this is taken from the Taha. I am in front of the Pearl or the La Taha Resort. And from right here, this part right here, on the other side of these faris or the overwater bungalows right here, this part right here, this is where the famous drift snorkel is on Taha, or one of them. My vendor has 2 drift snorkels he takes us to, but this is the primary one that most people go to right here. And look at that backdrop. Again, I know this is this is called compression. Photographers know what this means. I was using a 200 millimeter lens here, and it's compression, which makes the background look larger than life. So it's a lot of fun. This is up on the 9th deck on the Paul Gauguin. Early morning, you can see right here we're in Taha. Got my first cup of coffee, and I'm catching the early morning rays coming into the Laguna Taha. So beautiful. I'm up early, always with my camera. This is the opposite side there again, looking, in the Laguna Taha here. Got my cup of coffee, got the day's itinerary there of what to do around Taha and so forth. This is Motu Mahana right here, the private Motu for Paul Gauguin and its passengers. This is the tender going over there, and look at that. So beautiful. This is a wonderful day when you're on Motu Mahana. This is the beacher. It's called the beacher tender, and of course, as you're coming into There, sometimes the Gogans are singing to you and so forth. In this case, we have a Polynesian god, and he's awaiting our arrival there. In the background, of course, is the Paul Gauguin right there. So beautiful. It's good. I want to be there right now. Look at that water. So beautiful. This is Motu Mahana again from the pier, looking back in there. And there's, by the way, there's nice bathrooms on here in Motu Mahana. Lots of shade, lots of places just to hang out around the water and still be in the shade. Wonderful barbecue, and of course the floating bar, which hopefully I'll have a picture of here shortly. Again, just another angle here. People out there in the water. Actually, this is right here, right here. That's the floating bar right there, zipping around, bringing people their fufu drinks and beer, whatever. And this is a couple that just wanted their own little space here. And again, this is in Motu Mahana. You can see people just plopped in the water back in the background right there. They're only in about 2 or 3 feet of water, which means you can enjoy your fufu drink as well as just staying nice and cool in the water. Again, Motu Mahana. Again, I guess today I am sharing stuff about Motu Mahana. Look at that. They're just having a ball right there. There's the floating bar right there. Yeah, great day. Another angle there. This is the barbecue area right here where they serve the barbecue. They put on quite a barbecue. Here's the Gogans and singing to us, serenading us as we get off the tender coming into Motu Mahana. Remember, if you got a question, simply call me 805-320-0930. And again, use that phone number just for when you're calling in to questions here into my show. If you have something going on like a question for me outside of the shows here and things like that, please email me. The email is readily available there on my Facebook page and so forth. And just email me, and I'll be respond. But I really prefer that the questions be asked by the phone number here as you're calling in, because everyone gets the benefit of hearing the question and the answer I'm going to give it. When you email me, that's not what happens. You are the only person that gets it. And again, if everyone just emails me questions, I have no time to do anything else. So again, I prefer you to ask your questions live right here on the show. Here's the Gogans again, and of course the Paul Gauguin in the background right there. And yes, that's the real McCoy there, the girls and the guy and so forth. He's blowing the conch shell and everything else. Yes, girls, the guys really do look like that. There he is there. Doesn't get much better than that, does it, girls? Yeah. This is one of my favorite pictures again. And of course, everyone wants a fufu drink and a coconut. And that's what he's doing right here. He's chopping into the fresh coconuts and opening them up and getting them ready for the bartenders to fill them up with your favorite drink. Look at that smiling face. The Polynesians, they just smile so much, much more than we North Americans typically do. And look at that big smile she has right there. Just wonderful. And yes, there's another guy. He's dancing, and he's dancing in his Polynesian storytelling and things like that. And you can tell he's really into the moment of telling the story. Yes, beautiful. Here's the spread being set out here again for the barbecue. This is a salad bar, just so you know. This is all salad makings right here. And so you have a full salad bar as well as all sorts of things in the barbecue to pick from and so forth, which hopefully we'll see some here. And again, just the salad bar. The guy's barbecuing in the back here. Here's the crew, by the way, and it's just a well-oiled machine. These guys are so good. So many of these guys have been on this ship for more than 10 years. They love the ship, and the ship loves them. And, of course, clients return time and time again simply because how outstanding the crew is that you're going to interact with. There's that barbecue going there. We got a little bit of everything: steak, chicken, burgers, fish, You name it, they're barbecuing it there and so forth. Yeah. Some fruit there along the salad bar and so forth. Here's the floating bar, and actually so appropriate saying it's the 27th of December because you can see that this is set up for Christmas time. There's the Christmas ornaments on it and so forth. This was taken a few years ago when I was on board during the Christmas week and playing Santa Claus. But yes, how festive. And again, the Paul Gauguin in the background there. No trip to Motu Mohana would be complete without a beautiful fufu drink. Sometimes you have it in a coconut. Sometimes they dress it up like this with some nice flowers and so forth. Just beautiful. By the way, when you're looking at these pictures and sometimes video that I share, the vast majority of these, like 98% of them, are pictures that Zell and I have taken during our 35 trips to French Polynesia. There's what you can get in a coconut. Look at the drinks there. A little bit of everything. I'm sure you can find something there that you go, yes, I'll take some of that. Thank you. And they'll put it in a nice coconut for you to enjoy for the rest of the afternoon. There's Elmo. This is the famous Elmo. Everyone says, where's Elmo? Well, Elmo retired about 10 years ago. But so many of the bartenders that are on board the Paul Gauguin were trained by Elmo here. And he's handing my lovely special person, well, actually, I shouldn't say that, my better half. And she is my better half. And he's handing her a drink there in a coconut, of course. Elmo. And there's another nice coconut drink ready for someone to enjoy. And again, this is a picture I took, several years ago, the Paul Gauguin in the background. You know, there's so much here. If you look, here's the tender, the beacher right here going across. Here's a couple here just enjoying the water and so forth. And of course, he's ready to hand me a fufu drink, all while I'm enjoying this beautiful, beautiful scenery for the Paul Gauguin. Again, taken on Motu Mohana. Again, if you have a question, 805-320-0930. We'll continue on here for a few more minutes, and if there's no more questions, we'll call it a day. Motu Mohana, again, they bring all the toys in, kayaks and stand-up boards and so forth. And again, the floating bar is right here. That's me way over there. Zell took this picture, obviously, because I'm manning my drone. Yes, I am licensed to fly in French Polynesia. Legal. There's people just enjoying the moment there in the kayaks. And again, you notice they're only in about 3 feet of water here. Most of them have a drink in their hand and so forth. Just so beautiful. Look at that water. Look at, this is my better half, Zell, and she's snorkeling there. Look at that water. She's just enjoying the fish and the coral and so forth. Just beautiful. By the way, for you that go, well, where's the really good snorkeling at Motu Mohana? Well, the best snorkeling is between the reef opening as the water comes in. This is a pool right here of bigger fish, octopus, and so forth. You can't fight the current, so you can't swim right to it. But what you do is you work your way, not in the direct current, but to the side, get out towards the reef. Do not climb on the reef. That's a no-no. And then as you get close to it, you can walk around here, walk around the edge while you're grabbing hold of the coral right here or the rock. And there's a little pool right here. And you can sit right here, stick your mask in the water, and look into this pool area right here. It's about 20 feet deep, but larger fish and, of course, octopus and things like that. Again, Motu Mohana, people just enjoying the day. Of course, you can get yourself a massage there on Motu Mohana, all ready to go. This is the backside of Motu Mohana, a part that very few people see. Again, a little bit off the beaten track, while the herd of people are on the other side. I'm over here where it's not crowded at all. Again, the backside of Motu Mohana. If I was to go out here and look that way, I would see Mount Otumano on Bora Bora about 15 miles away. Again, the backside of Motu Mahana, looking back in towards the lagoon. Again, no one there to bother me and so forth. Lovely, just lovely. Again, the backside of Motu Mahana. This is the famous drift snorkel on Taha. This is where everyone is. Right here, if you look closely, you'll see some of my people right here, snorkeling in the drift snorkel right there. And there's that backdrop of Mount Otumano 13 miles away. Don't you just want to be there right now? Absolutely gorgeous. This is obviously some compression I use. This is my group of people out here getting ready, just coming into the water to enjoy the drift snorkel. Almost looks like a face here on Mount Otumano. A mouth, a nose here, an eye, and maybe an eye right here. Of course, that's my imagination a little bit too. And here's some of the undersea world during the drift snorkel there on Taha. All sorts of fish. Colorful, colorful, colorful. And the coral's pretty nice. Again, this is taken with a 50-50 dome. The fish and the coral underneath, and of course, the nice palm trees above on top. Okay, this is going to be your last chance to ask questions for today. Again, call me at 805-320-0930 if you have a question for me. So we'll keep going here for, a couple more minutes. I'll show a few more pictures. Wait for us, see if we get another call in here for a question that I can try to answer. Look at the colors here. Look at this guy. Little triggerfish here again. And they'll come up to you and they will bite. They got little teeth. They never break the skin. It can be rather surprising. You go, what? It just hit me. This little guy here, he was looking right at me or the camera, and he'd come up and he tried to push it out of the way. It was rather cute. Another interesting fish here. Another 50-50 picture there. Look at the colorful, just the colors underneath there. And again, Mount Otumano in the background. The Gogeens, and of course, look at them just having a great time here. And of course, the ball Gauguin in the background. Look at that. Oh, lovely. I'll be right there. Give me a foo-foo drink and let me just mellow out and listen to them serenade us. Another picture of them right here. There's the beacher tender heading back out towards the Paul Gauguin. This is inside the Laguna Taha as we were leaving, just taking some pictures of the main island. A way of life. Life's so much simpler here. Doesn't take much to keep these kids happy here. And of course, there's a pearl shop or two running around the way. I've been to this pearl shop. I recognize it. Again, just another modest home along the main island there. One thing you'll notice here when you're driving through or whatever which way you're going around the island, you'll notice the houses are very modest, but you'll notice that typically the property is just immaculate. They're so have a lot of pride in their little plot of land in their house, and they just keep it up as far as the landscaping and so forth. There's the backside of that church now as we're approaching it, as we're leaving Taha. A couple of guys looking up at me as I'm up on the deck, obviously, probably on the pool deck or something like that. They like following the ship and they ride the wave. And here we are at sunset. Look at that. There's the church. This is the trail for the ship. Bora Bora in the background and a sunset. So pretty. Last of the sunset. The guys are coming in with their catch for the day and everything into the island. One last picture here. I think that's, no, there's another one. Let's see what we got here. Foo drink. Okay, we're going to call that a day. We're changing the subject. Matter of fact, I think I'll end it with the sunset there. Anyhow, no more questions today. So remember, next times for questions will be Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time right here on my YouTube channel. And again, the same thing on Thursdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time right here on my YouTube channel. And again, on Saturdays, I will not only listen to your questions and try to answer them, but I will also again show some pictures of my travels over the years. Y'all have a wonderful day, and hopefully there'll be some people that join me on Tuesday with some questions. Have a good day. Bye-bye.